on behalf of vtseva, on behalf of all the Indian friends, and on behalf of all the Indian business owners, I welcome you all to this meeting with our Loudoun County officials. I am very proud of Loudoun County. I'm sure you all, right?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. When I visited Ashburn, probably in 2006, I'm sure 2006 was all woods. The Crichton Road was the dead end. How many of you seen there? So 2006, the Crichton Road was the actual dead end, and beyond that it was all woods. Now you see it's all houses. You see beyond Albi and the house that Grove is on the county, unbelievable. And we should be happy, you know. Likewise, all the businesses here have actually flourished, and I'm seeing that we have more in demand, and that's what we'll be doing here. I hope everybody has a question for the officials here. Changing lines. I come from India, likewise all of my friends here. We are very proud of coming from India. It's a privilege to be coming from that country. Likewise, we are so grateful for United States, Loudoun County, for making the best place over here. Thanks again, one and everybody. Yes. All right. How many of you have signed up on the front? Oh, good. Well, you should have seen the note. There was also a requirement to have a blank check. How many of you got that? Oh, you got that? Okay, thank you, sir. Here's the pocket. Here's the pocket. All right, fun aside, guys, but I want to start the meeting with a round of applause for the officials who have allocated this time for us and who have had this evening for us. Please give a round of applause for our Thank you very much. So without any due delay, I would like to start the program. We have a packed agenda and then we are running a little bit late. But I'd like to call upon Sridhar Nagireddy, Director of vtseva, who has organized this meeting for us. So Sridhar, come on over. So Sridhar has a master's in bachelor's and he's working on his MBA. Oh, okay. So he's doing all sorts of things. But nevertheless, I have to tell one thing about him. He's the one who gets all the community together, and also wherever there is anything giving back to the community, we talk about Sridhar Nagireddy. So with due privilege, I call and ask him to take the rest of the program. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a privilege being here. It's not easy doing like a dual jobs, like working. I work for Lighthouse full time, and I do as a passion the weekends and evenings for the community. So we have been here. I've been here 99 January. It's almost like 18 years. Before that, I worked in India, Singapore, and landed here. Now I became a US citizen. I gave away my passport. I'm one of like Americans. American dreams we are here. So thank you very much, giving the privilege being here as an immigrant who came, and we are part of the community, and I think we are adding a lot of value. The one thing the session we are having today is most of us maybe in IT field. They doesn't have a lot of job satisfaction. Everybody has a passion to do, so they want to do some kind of business. They do have money, so that's the reason we brought all of them here. What's the right way to do it, rather than going somebody told, okay, do this. And like instead of A to Z, they're starting from H to Z. So they're missing those parts, but going back, it's taking a time. So we want to learn about, like I think we put it there, some of the questions, how to start a new business, like if you want to migrate from different county to here, what we can do. I know like last year we had, I think Phyllis had a $7 billion budget, and we went to China first trip, and we made a lot of investment opportunities. So we want to know the more things, what is happening here today, and every one of us, how can be a businessman, so that way probably we can pay less taxes. So right now, most of them maybe 30 or 40% bracket, so at least they can do business and satisfy and do it. So thank you very much. Seva is mainly volunteer together. It's a non-profit organization and zero overhead. We do a lot of activities here in Leesburg. We are not British Field and Park, and Leena Garu, she's going to talk more about it. So with these, we have a smaller group. So Reena Mamasari Garu is, next slide. Yeah, this is my team. So I'm the director. I've been here in this organization almost 9 years. And as a director, I've been here 2.5 years for a DC metro area. And then Abhishek is the secretary. He remotely works from Richmond. So, and Venkat Malasani is the joint secretary. And Bhaskar is the treasurer. Anil is the joint treasurer. And Dr. Reena is joint secretary with the central team. So we have a central board and we have 20 branches across the US. So, and we have a few hundred volunteers here, every one of us here. And like we have a bigger youth presence as well. So they need 100 hours for them to get their president award. Phyllis, I think you have a lot of work to do it. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Naveen. So he's going to start the actual calling the speakers. Thank you. Thank you very much. Give them a big round of applause for everybody.
Good evening, everybody. Most of you know me, but those who do not, I am Dr. Reena Mamasani. I'm a board-certified family medicine doctor, and I own 3 practices in Fairfax County and Prince William County. I'm definitely looking to extend my business to Loudoun County as well, and I'm here today to learn more about the opportunities, and I thank Mr. Sridhar and Ms. Phyllis Randall for giving us the opportunity to come here and meet with the office bearers, the officials, and give us some good guidance and direction. And I'm actually also privileged to be serving on the board of vtseva National Board. And I would like to talk a little bit about the esteemed organization, the organization that we are so proud of. And I just want to take maybe a few minutes, and we will do a few presentations, and I'll make it quick. I know that we're already on time constraints here. So first is, vtseva is a volunteer-driven nonprofit service organization, and it truly believes in serving the community and teaching the next generation about selfless service. vtseva was founded in 2008 here in the US by His Holiness Chinatir Swamiji. The organization has expanded globally multifold over the years. We have more than 20 chapters in the US itself, serving nationally whenever and wherever the need is. There are 4 main pillars. If you want to pull up the website, Sriraju. So we have 4 main pillars that vtseva supports, which include educating the visually challenged children, educating the underprivileged children, cancer awareness and prevention, environmental protection and disaster recovery in India and globally. vtseva actively engages youth, and it's conducts many service activities. If you're young and you're young at heart, vtseva is for you. We currently have taken over providing for and educating 500 visually challenged children and 2,000 underprivileged children in India. And we also have conducted health camps and prevented 500,000 women in India have gone through the screenings for cervical and breast cancer. So So talking about, let's go to the slideshow. So our volunteers, now we're talking about the national, I'm sorry.
Okay. We have 101,000 general health camps, 900 eye camps, 1,000 plus dental camps, 568 cancer awareness and prevention camps, 32,000 VA tests, and 200,000 dental been treated, and 138 breast surgeries happened. And there's all the statistics. Basically, there are plenty of numbers wise, so it's been doing last like from 2001 onwards. So it's back in India, most of the stuff, and here we hopefully do other activities. Thank you.
Let's take a glance at some of the statistics, and that's what Mr. Sridharji went over right now about how much the organization has done. And now we would like to talk about how vtseva helps out for the natural calamities that have happened. Our volunteers form a quick response team and are among the first people in the disaster-affected area. Hundreds and thousands of dollars have been donated towards various natural calamities around the world. As we speak, our volunteers are in action trying to help the Hurricane Harvey victims getting their lives together. vtseva provides different services like providing clothes, food, emergency and routine medical help to these victims. All branches of vtseva in US conduct a lot of activities year-round, like to adopt a street, adopt a park, food packing, volunteering at the soup kitchens, feeding the hunger programs, homes for the habitat, serving the homeless by cooking for them, organizing health awareness camps, walkathons and seminars, running various youth clubs for cause, collaborating with American Red Cross and conducting various blood drives, celebrating Earth Day by planting trees and plants, participating in book drive to Africa, playing music for seniors at senior centers, collaborating with Toys for Tots and conducting toy drives during the holiday season, sending thank you notes to our veterans of our country, and many, many more that cannot be listed due to time constraint. Please visit us at vtsworld.org for more info.
I really appreciate what vtseva has been doing to the area and to the community. I hope to see more productive programs from them, but thanks for the information session, guys. On to the next point. I hope everybody has filled out the login details outside. How many of you now? Everybody did. Oh, you did? Okay, then it is what you're going to be disappointed about. That is being used for a raffle for $1 million, sponsored by Ms. Randall. She has got the check to write off $1 million to anybody. So anybody who hasn't signed, please go forward to it, and then we'll be having the session continue. So I will now take the privilege to introduce Ms. Phyllis Randall, our chair of the Board of Supervisors.
Jay Chala, can you please come over and hand over the people? Jay, please come over. Sit down.
Phyllis J. Randall was elected as chair of the Board of Supervisors in November of 2015. Chair Randall represents the county on the Board of Directors of the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments, the Northern Virginia Regional Commission, the Dallas Area Transportation Association, the Northern Virginia Transportation Authority, the Loudoun County Transportation Improvement Commission, and the Loudoun County Disability Services Board. She also serves on the Board of Supervisors Finance and Government Operations and Economic Development Committee, the Joint Board and School Board Committee, and the Transportation and Land Use Committee. At the state level, she worked with the Virginia State Board of Corrections and also chaired the Virginia Fair Housing Board. As the current Loudoun chair, she oversees one of the fastest growing counties in the Commonwealth and the United States. Her election was historic as she became the first African American in the history of Commonwealth elected to chair a county board of supervisors. With two kids in the house, I'm really inspired from you. So thanks very much for your time today. You're right, Madam. Just before me, sorry. The next guest we have is Tony Howard. Tony Howard is the president and CEO of the Loudoun County Chamber of Commerce since 2006. I request Ambika Garu to hand over the bouquet. No No, you are.
She is ambitious. She wants to start her dental facility. She is here. So you are a big.
Tony is the president and CEO of the Loudoun Chamber of Commerce since 2006. During his tenure, the chamber has grown to more than 1,200 member businesses and community leaders, making it the largest chamber in Northern Virginia. Member activities are extensive, addressing business issues critical to entrepreneurs. Thanks again, Tony, for your time today. Next, we have on our guest panel the Loudoun Economic Development panel. Buddy Reiser, if I said your name right, Buddy Reiser is the Executive Director for Economic Development in Loudoun County. I request Purna Garu to hand over the bouquet for food. He leads the agency responsible for encouraging growth and developing relationships with the county business community in both the commercial and agriculture-based business sectors in Loudoun. He is the co-chair of the Northern Virginia Technology Council's Data Center and Cloud Infrastructure Committee. He serves on their board of directors and is on the Washington Dulles Foreign Trade Zone Board of Directors. Thank you, buddy, if I may call. Thanks for the time, buddy. The next person I have is Robert, I'll call Bob. Bob McCollar serves as the International Business Development Manager for Loudoun Economic Development. Please come on to the dais, and I request Bob to make the introduction. McCullough works to promote the department's services throughout the international business community and acts as a resource for the county and Commonwealth of Virginia to attract, grow, and maintain international business in Loudoun. Thank you, Bob. Thanks for your time today. And lastly, Ms. Wagner. Ms. Wagner serves as Loudoun County Small Business and Entrepreneurship Manager, focusing on supporting small businesses and growing the entrepreneur ecosystem in Loudoun. I request Sridhar Garu to give the bouquet. She has more than 6 years of experience in marketing and program development. Thanks again for taking the time to speak with us today. I now request Ms. Randall to take over and advise us further. If not $1 million, at least $1 million worth something.
If you want $1 million, you're looking at the wrong person. I can't do that. First of all, thank you all so much. You all have been just so supportive in every way to the county, and you have been so supportive to my sister, and I just thank you so much. And I think the work you do with BTSEVA is just amazing, especially the work you do with women and women in India. When I learned about some of the numbers of people with breast cancer and cervical cancer and the time and money that you send back to India to take care of your home country, it is astounding. So I really do appreciate you all so much, so thank you. Shreya, if he calls me, if anyone wants to get a hold of me, you call me, I answer. Normally what he does is no matter what post I put on Facebook, he'll go on and say, I need to talk to you, and say, call me, okay? And I go, okay, then I do. So you are a pillar of the community, both in...
That's the problem, actually. For everybody of us, we can meet, but like getting into officials is a real tough. So even getting out of connecting her, I think this meeting is supposed to happen almost last year. We thought of it took too long. So.
But thank you for everything you do for the community. You are just a pillar of the community. I do want to welcome everybody to the Government Center. The Government Center is where the work of the county really does get done. And I just want to talk a little bit about the county board, my position, and how this works in Loudoun County. before we start talking about business, I just want to give you a lay of the land in Loudoun County. So I am Phyllis Randall. I am the chair of the Board of Supervisors. There are 9 members of the Supervisory Board. 8 of the members are district seats, and so you have like the Ashburn District, the Sterling District, the Leesburg District, the Broadmoor District, the Dulles District, the Blue Ridge District, Catoctin District, and I am the chair of the board. So I actually set the agenda on the board, and I can set things on the agenda as I think appropriate. I have been chair for about a little over a year and a half. It is a position that I am honored to serve in every day. It is a wonderful, magnificent way to be able to serve the county that I love. I want to talk just a little bit about Loudoun County. Loudoun County has about 385,000 people. We are the largest county in Virginia by we're the second largest county by population, but we are the fastest growing county in Virginia. We are the fastest growing county of counties in the whole country that have over 100,000 people, and we are the 6th fastest growing county in the country overall. 385,000 people. We grow by about 33 to 34 people per day, which is about 12,000 people a year. So we are a very, very fast growing county. For the past 15 years, we have built a school cluster, which is 3 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school every year for 15 straight years. That's how fast Loudoun County is growing. We're a very interesting county in that we have on the east side of Loudoun County, where I live, because I live in the Ashburn area, the population is higher. We have more community businesses that are technology businesses. We have a lot of data centers and that type of thing. But if you go to western Loudoun County, it's a whole different feel out there. Western Loudoun County is wineries and breweries. Western Loudoun County is equestrian sports and farmland. It's just this wide open, beautiful space. So if you've not taken a trip out and enjoyed western Loudoun County, I do invite you to do that. Loudoun County has the highest median income in the country. That's a really important statement because people often say that we're the richest county in the country. We are not the richest county in the country. I always say wealth is what you have. Income is what comes in and goes out, and comes in and goes out, and comes in and goes out. So we're the highest median income, which means you really have people who are working very hard. Sometimes you have people who, you have one parent working 2 jobs and one parent working 1 job. So you have very hard working people in Loudoun County. So it gives you a high median income, but not the richest county in the country, as we so often hear, and I always want to correct that. 60% of all county residents have a bachelor's degree or higher, so we are a very, very educated county. Education is something that is incredibly important to me. I come from a family of 7 kids. I'm the second of 7 from a military family, and I've always said education is the way up, education is the way out, and education gives you a life that gives you options. You have more options with an education. We have a very good school system in Loudoun County, and when you talk to business leaders, and they say, you ask them, what would make you want to move to a certain area? The first thing you hear is quality of life. And on top of quality of life, the number 1 thing you hear they ask about is the schools. How are your school systems? That's just a little bit about Loudoun County. Now, when I was asked to do this, I was told that people want to ask me questions about the business community in Loudoun County and how to start a business and how to grow a business. And what I said right away is, I'm not the best person to have that conversation. I know some of those answers, but I don't know those answers as well as the people who are sitting up here right now. Mr. Reiser, Mr. Howard, who's over the chamber, they're going to be able to better answer those questions. By profession, I'm a mental health therapist. So if anyone needs therapy, I'm the girl. I can help you with that. But if you want to really have the experts answer questions about business, I brought the experts with me because I want to give you all the correct information. I do have a lot more stats and numbers and interesting information about Loudoun County, and I am happy to share that, but we are short on time. But if you want to talk about businesses, business development, how to grow your business, taxes, how to get through some of the red tape, as you were, in Loudoun County, I brought the experts to talk about that. And so that's why I made sure I had this group of people here with me today. Having said that, I'm going to take this opportunity to do two things. One, and very important, I want to thank my executive assistant, Elizabeth Innes. Will you raise your hand, Elizabeth? Elizabeth is the one that, give her a hand.
Without our help, we cannot do it. She is the one backbone we are talking and plan. Give her a big round of applause as well. Thank you.
She is on the phone every day. She has been working hard. I'm going to give her tomorrow off. Because she, I am. I'm going to give her tomorrow off. Because she has been working so hard to make this a reality today. And so thank you, Elizabeth.
Can I work for you?
Yeah, if you work as hard as Elizabeth, you can work. She deserves it. She deserves a day off. And next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce Mr. Buddy Reiser. Mr. Reiser is head of Loudoun's Economic Development Department. Loudoun has probably the most robust ED department in definitely all of Virginia and arguably all of the country. Buddy Reiser has done an incredible job and has received numerous awards for the work he's done in Loudoun County. If you see a new business come to the area, it is because of Buddy Reiser. If you see our business taxes go up, lest your retail taxes go down, your property taxes go down, it's probably because of Buddy Reiser. He has been just a giant in the industry of economic development and bringing businesses to Loudoun County, large and small. And so he would be the next person I introduce. I also, though, want to, before I sit down, say a word about Tony Howard and Loudoun's chamber. Loudoun has one of the best chambers the best chamber in Virginia. I always try to have new businesses join the chamber, and quite frankly, quite honestly, I try to have minority businesses join the chamber. When I first decided to run for office, Tony was one of the first people that called me, and we sat down and he explained to me, how you get business development, how you get growth, and how, it's always great to go after what he called, never forget this conversation, the big whales, which are the large corporations, but how he also wanted to really hyper-focus on the small businesses, the businesses with 10 employees, businesses with 20 employees. And he has done that in just a magnificent way. And our chamber is a strong, robust chamber. It is very supportive of women businesses, very supportive of minority businesses. They do some work in our nonprofit community. So they're very involved in the everyday fabric of Loudoun County. So between Tony and Buddy, and of course Vanessa and Robert, who I've traveled with to all kinds of countries, you're not going to find a better group of people to answer your questions. So I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to give the mic to Buddy Reiser, who gives his presentation, and then we will make sure we have at least 45 minutes for question and answer. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
You notice she didn't give me the day off tomorrow.
So we have enough time, and we have a good dinner, full meal. So please be patient, and we have 5 to 10 o'clock. So relax and enjoy the talk. Thank you.
I do want to introduce one more person, the newest member of our team, Colleen Cardaz, is our assistant director. Today is her 4th day so I thought it would be really funny if we made her answer all the questions. Yeah. I will turn it over to Bob and Vanessa for the presentation, but I did want to just point out a couple of things about business in Loudoun County. In the 10 years I've been here, we've been able to grow our commercial tax base from 23% of the entire tax base to 30%, which is an amazing growth of the commercial tax base in Loudoun County. And that does help to do the things that the chair spoke of, building the new schools, and building the roads, and delivering the services that have made this such a great place to live, work, play, and learn here in Loudoun County. We will continue to find ways to grow our tax base, but we're trying to do it in a way that does not really impede the quality of life of Loudoun County and gives opportunity to everybody. That's why it's such an honor to be here tonight. Your group, and especially when you look at what's happening in Houston and around the world today, the service you do is so important, and we do thank you for that. We want to focus tonight on businesses, both international and small businesses. Bob is our International Business Development Manager. Vanessa handles our small businesses, entrepreneurship, and innovation. So between them, they will have a great presentation on what it's like to do business here in Loudoun County. And then, as the chair said, we'll be happy to take your questions right after.
Well, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the boardroom of Loudoun County. Normally, in front of an international crowd, I say, well, here's been to Loudoun County before, here's been, but most of you live in Loudoun County, or at least have been here many times. If you've been here for almost 20 years like me, you've seen it change quite a bit. We have an introductory video here for you. We'll explain part of what's going on in Loudoun, part of the future of Loudoun. And then after that, Vanessa and I will go through a quick presentation for you.
Loudoun is a fantastic place to build a global business.
Loudoun is a great place to live, work, and play.
There's a lot to love about Loudoun County. It's a terrific place to establish a business.
Loudoun is a very business-friendly environment. We can get anywhere in the world from Dulles Airport. We have leading education. Our proximity to the metro area of Washington, D.C., and then up the East Coast to Baltimore, and then to Philly and to New York, and that attracts people both regionally and from around the world to come live here because of its appeal to families.
One of the things I really love about Loudoun County is it has rural parts and then urban parts.
Quality of life is great here. It's fresh air. There's biking, mountains, the wineries, almost like a California scene.
So in summary, Loudoun County offers the easy access to power, temperate environment, a terrific workforce to draw from, and of course connectivity, which is second to none.
If folks want to hang their hat in the high-tech domain, Loudoun County offers a lot.
So our success has been directly contributed to being here in Loudoun County.
Loudoun County turned out to be a fantastic location and hub to build a local business.
If we could go anywhere, we would still pick Loudoun County, not only for our business, but for our family.
This county has been spectacular for us.
Now, a lot of you will recognize a lot of things that you've seen in that video, but what many of you maybe don't know is that where you're sitting right now, billion-dollar decisions are made by Chair Randall and the board, right here in this room. So appreciate the significance of this. I normally have to explain to people overseas where Loudoun is, but I don't have to explain it to anyone here tonight. You obviously already know the advantages of being not only in the Mid-Atlantic, but outside of our nation's capital. You see that big L? That's Loudoun County. See that growth of 15.1% upward? See the counties around us? They can't compare. We are the fourth fastest growing county in America. How many know about the metro coming out to Loudoun? No? It's going to make quite the difference, isn't it? If you haven't seen this before, where you see it going northwest like that is the Silver Line, and it's going to be coming out to the Dulles Airport, it's going to be coming out to Loudoun Gateway, it's going to be coming out to Ashburn Station, which is where our offices are actually. Dulles International Airport, how excited are you guys that we just got a non-stop flight to India, huh? Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, isn't it? Look at that statistic of our foreign-born population. 51% are from Asia. You guys are a big chunk of that. China and Korea. But ponder that, 51% of the people moving here from overseas are coming from Asia. Now, 30,000, roughly, people in Loudoun County are of Indian descent. Now, how many have been to the Indian Embassy here? Nice embassy, huh? Pretty good resource for us. And then the U.S. India Business Council has been very instrumental. They're based right here in D.C. And they've been around since 1975, and they encourage private sector enterprise between the United States and India. So let's hear it from the Individuals Council. Prospering community, how many of you know that our average income is $125,900? Look at the other parts. The US can't compare, Virginia can't compare, and even with all the high-paying jobs in DC, they can't compare. And they're educated workforce. I don't have to tell this room, okay, the importance of STEM jobs. You guys took all the STEM jobs, is that right? Now, I didn't even know anything about Howard Hughes Medical Institute until I started this job. I don't know if many of you know about it. They spend somewhere around $140 million a year in medical research, and it's right in our backyard. And I didn't even know they were that part of our strong healthcare cluster. Their technology technology hub, obviously, where you have AOL, which brought the internet into people's homes. You had WorldCom at the time, and UUNet brought it into the government. They're 1 mile apart here in Loudoun County. The internet for all basic purposes started right here in Loudoun. These are our obvious clusters. The data centers, obviously you already know this. Buddy Reiser is a god in the economic development world, and recognized many years ago there was a lot of money being made in data centers, and it successfully made us #1 in the world. We estimate that 70% of the world's internet traffic comes through Loudoun every single day. And then there's the best cluster, the international cluster. That was a joke, buddy. He's my boss. And then Vanessa runs the small business entrepreneurship cluster. Just a few of the local businesses that are here. The data center community. I wish this could do justice to how many data centers we have here in Loudoun. But do we even know how many data centers are in Loudoun? I mean, 75, 80? Think about that and account. You'll recognize a few of our international companies, including the recently acquired Air India. I love that.
Take off and land it back in India right now.
Isn't that nice?
And that's the economy.
There's 125 plus international companies currently in Loudoun County. Some are Indian, yes. Now I include this slide on here because FDI stands for Foreign Direct Investment, and India has become a powerhouse in FDI that they weren't before. Of all the countries in the world, you guys are number 8. That's to the top, that's pretty impressive. And one of the things that I always talk about our international group is that we have so many international businesses here who are less than 20 employees. In fact, in Loudoun County, 86% of our businesses are less than 20 employees. And we still have the highest income in America. Excuse me. And Vanessa will go into our small business cluster. Please, sorry about that. Please welcome Vanessa Wagner. I'm Ryan right now.
Thank you so much. Well, I'll show my thunder. I was going to start by letting you all know that over 10,000 businesses here in Loudoun County are under 20 employees or fewer. By a show of hands, how many of you are small business owners? Oh, I have to applaud that because that's very exciting. In Loudoun County, we really strive to remove the barriers for small businesses, not only to start operating here in Loudoun, but to continue growing, adding employees, adding investment into our community, enriching the lives of Loudoun residents. It is my mission as the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Manager to ensure that we have the programs, the people, and the places where entrepreneurs can be successful. Now I can't do that alone, so I work very closely with over 70 resource providers, some close partners including the Loudoun Chamber of Commerce, our Small Business Development Center, Startup Grind DC, our incubators, in order to achieve that mission. Now, it's hard for me to keep track of all of my partners, so I certainly don't expect our small business owners to. And that's where the website loudonsmallbiz.org comes into play. 5 years ago, the county invested in this tool for entrepreneurs in order to map the resources available to them. This site is available to you 24 hours a day to provide the information you need. A comprehensive business startup checklist so you understand the permits you need, the resources available, There's a navigator that allows you to connect with nonprofit organizations, government affiliates, and other no-cost or low-cost resources to give you the information you need to either start or grow. Additionally, there's a calendar of events. So if you're looking to network, I do know Bob had mentioned Howard Hughes Janelia Research Campus. We actually have an event coming up with them on the calendar where we have the innovation director speaking to our group Loudoun Tech Startups this November. So various events to help businesses with workshops, education, but also connecting with like-minded peers, entrepreneurs, and mentors in the community. But a single website is not enough. Our department is determined to support our entrepreneurs by promoting their success, but also ensuring that they're knowledgeable about the resources. So it's important to us as leaders in the community, business leaders in the community, that we share those resources as well as the success of our small businesses. So our department leads several initiatives, weekly, monthly, annually. For example, is anyone on Instagram or social media? All right, if you follow us on Loudoun Biz, you might have noticed that every Tuesday we provide an opportunity for our business in Loudoun to take over our account and show us a behind the scenes of what makes them special, what makes them unique, and what makes their story possible here in Loudoun County. Monthly, we send out newsletters about event opportunities or resources for our small businesses. You can subscribe to that newsletter on loudonsmallbiz.org. And then annually, we have our big celebration of the small business community. Mark your calendars today. May 14th of 2018 is the kickoff of our annual Loudoun Small Business Week, where we seek to educate, celebrate, and connect the entrepreneurs in Loudoun County. We also accomplish our mission by meeting directly with businesses. Our team is proud to say that last year we met directly with over 1,000 businesses. Well, that's a lot. And if you're seeking to connect, but we can't do that alone. So we also rely heavily on our innovation centers. Places like the Mason Enterprise Center here in Leesburg, down to our newest incubator at Terminal 68 in Dulles. Our innovation centers are growing in Loudoun. When I first started in this position almost 3 years ago, there was one place I could tell you about. Now we have a plethora. We have over 6 different co-working, incubation centers, accelerator programs in the county, and I've got several more in the pipeline. So it's definitely a testament to the success of our entrepreneurs and the demand here in Loudoun. And these are the places, the physical locations that can provide you the flexible office hours you need, shared conference rooms, Wi-Fi, coffee, because every entrepreneur needs lots of coffee. And then we also have opportunities to connect with your like-minded peers and mentors at these facilities. Now, we're a hardworking department, but we can't do it alone. And that's why part of our strategy to helping small business relies heavily on hosting and supporting programs and events on entrepreneurship. Partners such as the Chamber host over 120 events annually, including special award ceremonies to recognize our entrepreneurs, such as the upcoming Loudoun Small Business Awards this November. And then a lot of the heavy lifting for educational programming for small businesses to grow is here in Leesburg at the Mason Enterprise Center with our Small Business Development Center. I encourage you all, if you're looking to adjust your strategy, or does anyone need customers, sales in the door? That's kind of how small businesses tick. They have new programs coming out this September. One is on the business model canvas, which is great if you're adjusting your strategy as a small business owner and seeking growth opportunities. But they're also launching a new sales program to help you better understand your customers and reach that audience. Now, I have the privilege of working with entrepreneurs every single day. And I'm inspired by your passion, your hard work, and your dedication not only to your business, but here to the community. And so while there are a lot of factors that make Loudoun wonderful, I personally really feel that it's our small businesses and entrepreneurs that are inspiring and influencing one of the reasons why we continue to be the happiest county in the country. 2 years in a row, So on behalf of my team and my partners here today, I do invite you all to engage in the resources we've shared, connect with us, because here in Loudoun County, we really feel that your story of success is possible, and that's what we'd like to call Loudoun Possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for your time. One important stat that I definitely read on the Loudoun County is 70% of the internet traffic that's across the world passes through the Loudoun County. So all the data centers capture almost 70% of the internet traffic. That's wonderful. if there is any data marketer here, you have something to do here, so, yes.
We are in the safer zone living here.
Yeah, that's actually a matter of pride and also a responsibility. We need to have the area very secure, and definitely the officials might be doing their best. It's definitely a security prone area. The more data centers we have, the more prone we are. So that's definitely one thing to observe. Well, I want to open up the next session for Q&A. Is there anybody else who has? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Now you know why I grab the mic always.
Thank you. Remember you talked so much before about my introduction and how Clara was going to mentioning all the great things you were going to say about me. I want to thank you for that. Actually, I do want to take an opportunity just now to say thank you to the organizers of tonight's meeting, the leadership of vtseva, for putting together this program where you're going to learn the reasons why starting and growing your business in Loudoun County is the very best decision you can make for your business. And you learn quite a bit about it from our partners here at the Loudoun County Government Department of Economic Development, Chair Randall. Really is the best decision for your business. But I also want to say thank you for the opportunity to learn a bit more about vtseva. I will confess, I did not know anything about the organization. I did a little research before I came tonight. I talked to several of you. I enjoyed meeting several of you before the event started. I hope I have an opportunity to meet more of you before tonight's over or sometime in the near future. And certainly the presentation that Dr. gave before at the beginning of the program, we learned quite a bit more. And I think what you will find that the values that underpin the priorities of vtseva are exactly the same values that business leaders and business owners across Loudoun County possess. They really believe and feel the same way you do about your commitment to service, your commitment to community, and commitment to supporting and serving those in need, whether they're here in Loudoun County, region, across the state, across the nation. You know, there's certainly horrific incidents happening down in Houston, Texas, but also around the world. Again, I think that's something you'll find that when you get involved in the Loudoun County business community and the community at large, you're going to meet a lot of folks that you all have differences, right? But you will find that the one thing you share in common are those values, not values of supporting each other and those in need, most in need, here in our community and elsewhere. And that's an important business issue, and I want to talk about that in a minute. But I also want to take an opportunity to return a favor. Chair Randall, that was very kind of you to say some nice words about the chamber. And they're all true, by the way. I still want to acknowledge and my gratitude for her expression of that. And I'd like to take the opportunity to say that I've had an opportunity to travel throughout Virginia and work with chambers of commerce and other jurisdictions in Virginia. And there's some great chambers, some great jurisdictions throughout Virginia. Some as well on the regional level, as well as through the a group called the American Chamber of Commerce Executives, U.S. Chamber of Commerce. They're great chambers and great communities doing things across this country, but you won't find an environment like you will find in Loudoun County, I believe. I've been everywhere, but I will predict that you won't find one that surpasses it, in which the private sector, the businesses, the public sector, the county officials, as well as the nonprofit sector, as well as those who are working in the nonprofits to serve all sorts of citizens across our county, working together to ensure the success of every person and every organization in this county. Really do work together as a team. We all have different missions. I am the only one up here who does not work for Loudoun County or draw a paycheck from them. The Loudoun County Chamber is its own nonprofit, private nonprofit organization. But I think the partnerships that we have are very unique and almost singular. I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of how we were able to work with the Department of Economic Development, with the folks on the Loudoun County Board of Supervisors. Again, you have differences, do you, right? We don't agree on everything. That would be the oddest thing in the world if you found 9 politicians that agreed on everything, right? The one thing I do believe that they all, individuals and collectively, are committed to your success, the success of your families, the success of your neighborhoods and your communities. And so I appreciate being a part of that partnership, and I think it's done great things for this county, and I think you will see in the statistics that have already been presented, that is very much true. So, can I tell you about the Loudoun County Chamber of Commerce? Is anyone here familiar with Loudoun County Chamber? How about just chambers of commerce in general? Are you a member of one? I've got a lot of work to do here, don't I? So, let me tell you a little about our organization. As already described, we're a private nonprofit organization. We're a member-based organization. So, businesses, some government agencies, as well as quite a few nonprofits. We probably have a larger percentage of nonprofits that are members of our chamber. And these are organizations that don't have a lot of resources. But they choose, as do the other members of our chamber, choose to invest in our organization because they want to work together with their fellow members to achieve success in their organization as well as the community at large. We're about 1,200. You guys said, yeah, well, you got my web page up. Okay, very good. Vanessa, she talked about 120 programs. What you'll see in that slider up on the main page is probably a little bit about some of the upcoming programs that balance this year. What I like to do is not so much talk about those programs, because I'd be here the rest of the night and probably alone as you all go home if I were to talk about all 120 events that we do throughout the year. The 15 committees that are open to any chamber member to join. We have other committees such as finance and executive committee that are actually only invitation only, but we have 16, I think, committees if you count our lead share program, which any member of the chamber can get involved. And they're all focused on different topical areas. So I would be happy to answer any questions you have about those, or even get into a little bit there. But what's the point? What's the point of engaging in all those events and all those committees and other activities? What do you get out of it? We group those into really 3 main buckets. We call them engagement, we call it advocacy, and we call it community. And that community aspect, again, I think is it's less rare nowadays than it would have been, say, 5 or 10 years ago, but still not every chamber makes the investment and the focus on the strength of the community as we do. We see it both as a human issue, because we live and work here, our families are located here in this community. It's also a business and economic issue, and I'm always happy to talk about the reasons why. So engagement is this. You start a business, you're here in Loudoun County, you need many things. You need resources. You need customers, that's paramount, right? But you're going to need service providers, you need a bank, you need a lawyer, you need a real estate agent, you may need a variety of different things in order to create the infrastructure for which your business can be successful. You get involved in the Loudoun County Chamber of Commerce, you can meet anyone that can help you be successful, including those customers. But we have many folks that don't join and get involved in the Loudoun County Chamber because they're looking for the customers. My favorite example is in Nova Loudoun Hospital. Their customers are patients that go in there to get well. They don't come to the chamber looking for new customers. But they're looking for many other things. They're looking to make a difference. And so the engagement part is really important. That's what you gain from participating in any one of our events in our community. You're going to meet people that have the same interest as you do, that are looking for the same things as you are, whatever they may be. Our mission statement is to create a chamber experience for our members that leads to their personal, professional, and community success. And we always lead with the personal because though it is a business investment, we're really talking about human beings. We're talking about people who get involved. And we want folks to be able to focus on what drives them personally, what are their passions personally, as well as professionally. We find that we get more value and more long-term engagement from those members because we focus on them as people, as well as on their businesses and their success. So those are co-equally important. So that's the engagement part. Pretty much everything we do has that engagement part. We prefer the term engagement over networking. Networking is going to an event, handing a business card, and shaking your hand and saying, I promise to call you. I mean, that's an important, good step. It's an introduction. We're looking for something a little bit more meaningful. We focus a lot on relationship building. How do you develop relationships with those in the community, leaders in the community, that share your values and your priorities and your goals? And how do you work together to get things done? The other part is advocacy. I and our government affairs manager, and Chair Randall, can attest to spend quite a bit of time actually facing this way, talking to the Board of Supervisors, articulating the business community's position on a whole variety of issues. I'll sort of pick on, if you will, the metro issue. It's a couple of years old at this point, but it's a good example. So it seemed like everyone in the room knew that metro was coming to Loudoun County. How many folks knew that about 5.5 years ago, that decision was not made and it was not guaranteed? Now, it may seem like, well, that's the most obvious investment that this county can make to improve the quality of life and the economic prosperity for its citizens and its businesses. I'll tell you, 5.5 years ago, that was not the unanimous thought of the 9 individuals who sat up there. Chair Randall was not in that position at that time. And it looked like that vote wasn't going to go our way. And so what the chamber did was not only come down here, myself personally, spent a lot of time in this room, as much time as a lot of supervisors at that time, but we also got folks like you. People who started businesses, that are hiring employees, that are paying tax dollars in our community, to come down here and fill this room and stand up at this podium and that one over there, look their elected representative in the eye and say, this is important to me, this is important to my business, this is important to my family. We even got, I don't know how this happened, but we even got the retirees from, it's not Panel Lansdowne Woods, it was Leisure World at the time. They came down and said that same thing. They said, this is really important. We believe that this is a priority for our county, and you should make this investment in this county, because we think it's going to make a difference. And that was a vote that looked like it was going down, and we ended up winning that vote. And you can see the result now. Metro is being built. We are just a little bit more than 2 years away from final delivery.
Beginning of 2020.
Yeah, so beginning of 2020. God willing, and if the creek doesn't rise, that will happen in just a little bit more than 2 years. Your business, if it's located here in Loudoun County, will have transit access, a one-seat ride access to customers, clients, vendors, and partners, and others throughout this entire metropolitan Washington, D.C. area, something you don't enjoy right now. And so that's coming. And so that's one example of many of those in which we not only put together the business community's position on these issues, but we work hard to make certain that our elected leaders, not only here in Loudoun, but also in Richmond too as well, through partnerships with other chambers, understand the business perspective. Because I think, I do believe this to be true, that all elected leaders, and more so at the local and state level, really do have their hearts in the right places and really do want to do the right thing. But if you're not showing up as business owners and leaders and executives in your community telling them what you believe, how are they to know? How are they to really truly understand the issues and what's the right direction? And I'll close out by focusing on something that we're very, very proud of, and it's our community-focused aspect. Now, a lot of this is represented through the Chamber's focus on the nonprofit community. I truly believe that it is impossible to have a successful community, a prosperous community, and a healthy community if you aren't focused on the success and the condition of everyone in that community. This is very much a business issue. We support nonprofits that are working on a whole variety of issues, from hunger to literacy, to homelessness, and the like. And in many cases, these are issues that are impacting students that are in the classroom with our children. These are impacting employees of our firms. I think of a group called Women Giving Back, who work with women who are victims of domestic violence. And they make sure that they have the job training, that they actually have the clothes that they can wear to a job interview, so they can present as professionals seeking employment and get that job so they can support their family and get themselves out of a situation that's quite dangerous. Well, that individual, not only is that a human issue, but that individual is now working for a company that's a member of the Loudoun County Chamber of Commerce. So how is that not a business issue? So we focus a lot of our attention on supporting the success of those organizations. That community aspect also is one which we focus on the recognition and support of our first responders too as well, through that Valor Awards program. But recognize those individuals that really make this community strong and really support not only all our members, but really everyone in it. So that's the third thing that I think kind of distinguishes the Loudoun County Chamber. It's something we're most proud of, because not only is it a human issue, as I said before, but we really do believe it's a business issue too as well. So I want to again thank the leaders and the organizers of tonight's meeting. It's been a real pleasure to come down here and speak to you and meet quite a few. I mean, I'd love to meet some more of you. I give this offer at Chamber orientation, and Vanessa can attest to it, but she speaks at it. I'm usually in control of that orientation, so I make certain I go before Vanessa speaks. So I'll look better in that respect. Tonight I had to go afterwards. But if anyone in this room ever has a question or an issue that you'd like to discuss, I don't care that you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce. I don't care that the issue has anything to do with the Chamber. If you just want to know something you think I know, there's probably about a 75% chance I don't know the answer, but about a 95% chance I know who does. And I'm very, very happy to take your call and answer your questions and help you in any way that we can. So thank you again for your time and your attention this evening.
Thank you, sir. I think we are going to have 100+ more members going to be in the Chamber of Commerce, and your phone is going to ring, and probably need to answer next few days, maybe like more emails and communication wise. All right. Thank you. There's a few things I think they're going to ask from getting a home permit, like expanding structural changes from home to a multi-million-dollar business. So all kind of people are here with businesses and residential. They have the patience, so most of them may be first-timers getting to the community and talking to the officials. Be patient with us, and the language and communication probably takes a while to get used to it. Thank you very much.
So I'd like Sridhar to pass on the mic.
From a geographic standpoint? No, not at all. We, one of the, yeah. We think that most of the investment over the next 10 years is going to be proximate to Metro, especially from a commercial standpoint. We have great opportunity to build brand new communities around the Metro stops, and we look forward to doing that. Though I will tell you that as you look through Loudoun County, there's opportunity everywhere you look. When you start thinking about the Route 50 corridor, lots of opportunity in the Route 50 corridor. Route 28, Route 7, Loudoun County Parkway, all of it really is great opportunity depending on what your business model is. But I think as far as where we're focusing most of our energies, we think that the ability to create something new and special
and walkable around Metro is probably where we're going to focus most of our energy going forward.
Thank you, Wally. The second question I have is somewhat more of a need perspective. We have a wealth of residential houses, and some of which are not near to the much needed services like after schools, kid activities, and others seem far away, especially when you come to Brampton. I come from that region. So if I were to put up an after school or something, the retail space, the lease is exorbitant. So what is the plan in terms of advising either the real estate or the builders in terms of having a retail space, something nearby, especially when you have a lot of residential houses? I'll have anybody answer that.
So let me see if I got the question right. What is the chance of having a successful business in an area such as Brambleton? Is that the question?
Question is, there isn't much retail space when you take the Brambleton area.
Affordable retail space. Well, the truth is that the market drives that to a large degree. What would be affordable retail space, and where, as Mr. Reiser said, a lot of our retail will be, we believe, will start to move toward the metro corridor. If we believe that if the market drives retail space to be to grow in an area like Brambleton, that would of course happen. But we on the board, we don't do anything to try to enhance one area's retail success over another area's retail success. We really want to see the entire county be successful. And so, you know, if citizens come to us and they tell us they want, there's something they want there, we will try to evaluate how well a business will do there. But we really don't try to decide what part of the county we should push toward retail and not push toward retail. Does that answer that question?
Sure.
Okay.
Buddy.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I would say is that, you know, Loudoun is still a very new community, and there's still build-out that's going on. It is always part of our plan to have retail availability next to our neighborhoods. So we are continuing to grow that out. We are looking forward to, you know, looking at the way retail is changing and creating those new opportunities, but we want retail amenities to be proximate to the housing clusters, and so we are working on that.
Especially if it's a different retail. I'll give you an example. We recently had an application for a grocery store. Now, you know, we have lots of grocery stores in Loudoun County, but this application was for a kind of a boutique grocery store that actually was sold German food. And that was one thing we didn't have in Loudoun County. A grocery store that focused on German food. There was a boutique grocery store. We have grocery stores everywhere. And so if we can find a different type of retail that we don't, you know, that there's not a plethora of in the county already, that might also be more successful, because you won't have just the market will give you those customers that won't go to the other places.
Thanks. The last question I'd ask before I turn to the audience is, from a vantage point, what is the benefit of moving to Loudoun, any business from any other county?
Number one advantage, I would say, can I give you two?
Sure.
I would say the quality of our workforce. I mean, we are a very educated, committed, and ambitious workforce here, and just really great people. But also, I think it's the quality of life and the quality of the environments here in Loudoun County. I think that the reason why we have such an attractive workforce is that people like that really want to settle in the community. That they know that there's children that have a world-class education, that they and their rest of the family have world-class access to health care, to amenities, to fun things to do. So they really kind of, it's really one answer, but it's two parts of the same answer. But I would say it have to be our people.
I'd like to turn to the audience now. If anybody has a question, raise your hand.
Be successful, our health is very important. The health is fed by our food. The backbone of the food is actually farmers, right? In modern world, we do a lot of food, which is basically, you know, it's not really good food, what I heard from so many people, or from so many articles. So how are we going to integrate or work with a lot of other places across the world, not only in the US, by integrating our farmers? So let's say like we are talking about development And we are talking about, we grown 12,000 per year. But those things, again, we are removing the woods, basically, or farming area. Farms are converted into houses. So how are we going to feed in the future, right? That's another opportunity. One way is actually we are removing, but it's another opportunity. That's what I see it. But how we develop that active and more productive, and then they can do the better jobs. That's what I'm saying. That's the question.
That is an amazingly good question, and I really do appreciate it. When you look at the health of our kids today, just in general, we have so many more kids today who have childhood diseases like diabetes that you didn't see before, childhood obesity. Our kids especially are sedentary. They don't move around as much as I did. They, the video games, the computers, all those kind of things lead them to stay still. And then we have some farms. A heritage farm is a farm that has either, that land has been farmed for 100 years or it's been in the same family for 100 years. And we have lost so many of our heritage farms in Loudoun County. And about 5 months ago, I don't know, I actually bought a board item to the board to look at putting an incubator in Western Loudoun County to work on the ideal of growing those Western Loudoun County businesses, especially those Western Loudoun County farms, and to do it in different ways. We have a gentleman out in the west, his name is Donnie Burtz, and he started a hydroponic farm. And so he grows all of his vegetables in water. It's not so much in dirt, and they grow them all year round, and they grow vertically instead of horizontally. And so to think of different ways and out-of-the-box ideas of how to farm, I think is really important. We've talked about putting a small farming area near a Nova hospital or near our hospital so that people are actually eating food straight from the farm.
So I live in Huntington, Virginia, in Fairfax County. I have a business in Fairfax County. I come to Loudoun County, if not daily, at least weekly, for a lot of community activities. As you know, the Indian community is growing leaps and bounds in Ashburn, South Riding, in the Loudoun County area. So first of all, I want to thank and congratulate Ms. Randall for reaching out to the community.
I've been asking you for months, so can you move to Loudoun County? And you just won't do that. I need you to move to the county.
And reaching out to the community, you are very easy access. Few months ago when we conducted a Women's Day event, a couple of thousand people attended that. You were there. You spent an hour or so with us. And I think you are a great role model, not only for the Loudoun County, for the Commonwealth of Virginia as well. So thank you for the great service. And we truly appreciate bringing the entire team here. And I also want to put a plug to a Chamber of Commerce event, right? When we started the business about 17 years ago, I was trying to see, we had 0 clients and 0 revenue coming in, a couple of employees just trying to start the company. Where we got the first break was when we, on the way back from DC area, I almost didn't make a turn to go to a chamber event, but we decided to go to a $100 Chamber of Commerce event. And the $100 Chamber of Commerce event back in 2002, 2001 time frame, we went and attended, got some great network, great connection. We got our first contract. We started working there, and we started through that connection. And we grew now to over 700 employees company. So being a Chamber of Commerce, a member of the Chamber of Commerce is a great advantage. I suggest all of you who have businesses in the Loudoun County to become a member of Chamber of Commerce and to take advantage of that. And I also feel it's part of the community thing, right? You said it's not only always, you can't always measure the success in terms of the dollars you made, right? But also giving back to the community, being part of the community. All of those things are great, and I think being part of the Chamber of Commerce will achieve those things. And finally, I want to say, vtseva and Sridhar, this is a great event, bringing the community to the government and government to the community. It increases the bonding, it increases understanding of each other, and I truly commend Sridhar for doing this. And as the population grows, as the community grows, there are always some issues that could come up, minor issues, major issues. and I would encourage the county government to address not only the Indian American issues, but other community issues as well in terms of law and order, those types of things. If there are some issues, I request the police and the government to take action and give confidence to the community so we can continue to grow and invest in the Loudoun County, and like Sridhar said, it continues to be the #1 growing county in the country for the next 10 years.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Loudoun County. We are proud to be in the richest county, be part of it. So thank you, and probably we'll keep next 10 years is our county growing like this. And there is, I don't know, all right.